So when the rebels link up, 3 words, let's ride out. It's been a long time coming, my nigga, but the time now. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? They done put Chris Tucker on this bitch, let me find out. When the rebels link up, 3 words. The type of nigga that ain't really with the games. As a young rebel wanted money and the fame, now I realize all this shit don't really mean a thing. It's 2017, you still get whips and chains. Only difference is they come with rims and diamonds that bling. But third, do your thing, I ain't trying to intervene. Leave that to them niggas shooting hair on. What I'm saying is, y'all get the message. Young and I'm restless, so anything less than my vision not impressed with. Keep my circle small and symmetric. Not an in-crowd type of nigga that's some Ron Artest shit. Verse Detroit when he tested. Ben Wallace, I've been deprived of niggas knowing I'm blessed with the gift. Fuck a minimum wage salary. Life is your reality, the hood is a mentality. Young youth need a reality check. Money bulging out their pockets till they mind is in debt. Cause beef what they said, they quick to put dough on your chest. So wear bulletproof, still them niggas trying to invest. That's business, one-on-one. It's something that you need to know. We only gain power when we turn which way the heat is blow. So when the rebels link up, 3 words, let's ride out. It's been a long time coming, my nigga, but the time now. Do you understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? They done put Chris Tucker on this bitch, let me find out. When the rebels link up, 3 words. When niggas know this with this rapping, I'm the coldest. I done quoted some of the realest shit I've ever wrote it is. I never get the business, I'm just waiting on my moment in the industry where everyone around you got a motive. I've been at it like a million times before this, and I guess it's just my no pun intended, but I'm loaded. I done told them niggas ain't no stopping me. I'm on a roll and I'm a sniper, but I'm thinking golf. I'm trying to put a hole in one. I might as well be the one to talk about it, cause I'm about it to remind them of the days when Person Miller and them was out when I was trying to be the shock. I had a beanie on my scout. I seen them talking like they know I'm what they really know.
Let's go. Alright, man. Long time coming, man.
Super.
You know, we had this shit planned for about a year now. We're trying to do this sports podcast. Now we got this shit going, man. I'm excited as fuck.
Man, me too, bro. Lots of NBA talk, lots of Laker talk, free agency, off-season, draft. Anybody who's a fanatic of the NBA should come get educated, join the conversation, educate us if you feel you can. I'm not sure if you can. We're about to bring our hot takes and our text messages. About to bring these shits to life. So everybody strap in. Let's go for this ride. What you want to start off with, Brody?
Man, we definitely got to start off with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So we got to let them know. Let them know. It's a Laker town. It's
everything Laker. Everything Laker. Come on now.
So with that said, bro, how do you feel about how the Lakers season went?
The way the season went, I feel like injuries destroyed everything, of course. Everybody knows that, but team chemistry and cohesiveness wasn't there after that trade deadline. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And more things with all these leaks, all these think pieces, all these stories coming out, we're hearing more and more things. Like Josh Hart's went on a couple podcasts and said, oh, LeBron and KCP were the only ones untouchable. And we're looking around like, what the fuck? And, you know, you have all these things going on, man, but we're still the purple and gold. We're still the marquee franchise in this league, and we will be back on top as early as next year.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe in everything we have going on, even the drama. It can't get no worse than it's been. With the ESPN story coming out, with Magic going on First Take and everything like that, that's the bottom of the barrel we can get to. Now we just got to climb up. And what matters more than anything? Playing the game the right way.
Yep.
And now we have a coach who was very successful in Indiana, developed guys like Paul George, made Lance Stevenson a factor.
Danny Granger,
George Hill, got all these different types of players.
And those are the things he developed. He also put in guys in the system like David West, Roy Hibbert. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He fit those guys in.
In his run when they went up against the Miami Heat in 4 straight playoff appearances, they were first in defense, fourth in defense, third in defense, and first in defense.
Look that shit up.
So
you can't say we ain't got this shit on point.
So I'm looking for us to be a great defensive team. I'm looking for Lonzo to lock in defensively. I'm looking for B.I., our guy, to be able to put his physical tools into his defense instead of just his offense.
I mean, but we need him to be BI all year long.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about BI. When it comes to that first half of the season, I'm tiptoeing whether we should trade BI.
Yeah.
He knows. I hate him.
Yeah.
In the first half of the season, I hate him.
Yep.
The second half of the season, though, he reminds you, or he doesn't even remind you. He lets you know why he's a second pick in the draft.
Yeah, and why he can be whatever he's going to end up becoming.
Exactly.
But with everything going on, I like how Frank Vogel went to that press conference hours after Magic torched the whole earth. He went there. He was professional. They didn't shit on Magic, even though Magic just shat on them. Past tense of shit is shat, if you guys need to look that up. After he just did all that, they went on there. They were professional. And Frank Vogel, one thing I like that he said, because I was worried about the offense, because Luke Walton didn't install no type of offense in these last few years. And I'm like, okay, well, Ty Lue's an offensive technician. Maybe that'll be the way to go.
I think he did a little bit. Last year, he definitely showed what he could do when he has the personnel.
Yeah.
I think this year, he didn't only regress just because of the roster, but he regressed just to form in the. I think he just got lazy knowing that he had LeBron James on his team,
and he lost a lot of power. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo and Kuz's rookie year, he had all of them hanging on every word, ready to run through a wall for him, ready to go to the media and say, no, this is our coach, this is our guy. I mean, then the second year comes, they're more so listening to LeBron. People are listening to Rondo way too much. Rondo played way too much of a role in this team for him to be nowhere near the defender he used to be 10 years ago, nowhere near of the being able to get to the rim like he used to be. Rondo got so many shots blocked this past season. It was so fucking annoying.
He was a better three-point shooter than he was a defender this
year, and that's crazy, embarrassing.
Which is
very embarrassing.
I don't understand how we let someone like that, how Luke Walton didn't change up offensively.
Yep.
How we let these guys that continue to be or wanting to be playmakers that aren't the best of playmakers.
They're not.
Continue to run the offense. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys like Brandon Ingram ready to take that torch and responsibility, Kuzma and Ball, and you have them playing off the ball most of the time.
It was terrible, man.
It was sickening watching Lonzo just give the ball up and go to the corner.
Exactly.
And knowing that he can do everything that Lonzo can, but I don't think he was encouraged to do so.
Yeah, not at all. They weren't, just looking at different films of the way different coaches run their offenses. Shout out to Laker Film Room, who I look up all the time and always look up his shit. Shout out to Coach Pete. Just simple things like back screens and multiple guards setting screens on bigs so you could free up the wing on either corner or either baseline. We just didn't have those actions and didn't have those movements and those flare screens and all the... Watch the finals. All the things you're about to see Golden State and Toronto do to get their guys open and get good looks, the Lakers have not done, at least not at all this past season.
And they only did, like you said, Laker Film Room. They only did that for KCP.
Exactly.
Like he was the best shooter on the team.
And the year before that, it was Nick Young.
Yeah.
When D'Lo was still here, it was just, let's get Nick Young off of a screen. Like, there has to be way more action in today's NBA. There has to be way more multifaceted players setting screens for each other. Everybody has to be willing to set a screen for their teammate in NBA in the year 2019.
And we had the guys to do it.
We did.
We just weren't doing it.
It wasn't something that they were, do this shit or you're going to be on the bench. Yeah, nobody felt that.
Like, you had Tyson Chandler, who was the biggest.
Really good screen setter.
Not only that, but I hate the way he sets screens, bro. He's either really great or he's always going to get called for that moving screen.
He's old, man. He had no business playing the big of a role as he did.
He had no business being on the Lakers, bro. I mean, it sounded like it was an okay pickup.
We're so desperate that at one point Tyson Chandler was saving our season.
Yep.
And that's never a good thing.
Yep.
Not today. Maybe when he was in Dallas or something like that, but not today's Tyson Chandler.
Maybe DeAndre Jordan could be that.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan could be, because he could just play more minutes and play with more energy and everything.
So besides the fact that the injuries and all that shit, man, and besides the fact that Luke Walton's mishaps, as far as player progression, just solely off that, how excited are you for next year?
I'm very excited, and let me tell you why. Okay, so let me rank my Lakers for people so people know how I feel about the roster. I have Brandon Ingram at the very top of the roster. I'm the highest on him. I'm higher on Brandon Ingram than any other player in the NBA, and I don't care what anybody has to say. That's just my guy. I'm a homer. I'm biased, whatever the case may be. But he's proved it. I got Lonzo Ball right under Brandon Ingram. Very high on Lonzo Ball. Supernatural passing ability, defensive ability, instincts-wise. He does everything you can't teach. You see how good Draymond Green was just in this Portland series? Yeah. Imagine a they're both about the same height. Imagine a guard being able to do what Draymond does, just with even a little. He's just more even naturally talented. He's even more naturally talented than Draymond. If Lonzo grows into what he's going to be, then of course you have LeBron, and then who I think you're a little higher on than I am is Kyle Kuzma. Kuz is cool, but what I think is Kuz is going to be able to take another step forward because he's working with the shooting coach, Lethal Shooter. And that's the same guy who got KCP together when KCP just went on his last little run that he does in the end of the season to get his next contract real quick. Because KCP and Rich Paul, they be hustling motherfuckers, and I'm on to them.
Hell yeah. But that's why you got to watch out for Draymond Green. Now that he's on clutch, you got to watch out for
They're hustling shit. But I think Kuz working with a shooting coach, the first time him working with a shooting coach to fix everything in his form, because he has, would you say, the prettiest looking jump shot of the young core, the most natural looking, just stroke of all of our young players. So
it's just like there's no hitch, there's no pause. It's just this.
It's just a nice looking jump shot from day one. So him working with an experienced shooting coach who has proven to get guys 3-point percentages up, I think Kuzma could take a big step forward because he didn't shoot it that well. I know everybody in the world thinks he's a good shooter, but he has not shot the ball as well as most people think.
To shoot.
He's just not afraid. He has no fear in his game whatsoever.
But players like that, you're either really bad, you're Deion Waiters, J.R. Smith in your career, or you're a solid ass player.
Or you're gonna figure it out.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Kyle Kuzma is one of those guys that's gonna figure it out. That's why I really like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's why a lot of other people like him.
Yeah, a lot of people love Kuz.
I think that's what was the mishap with D-Lo. You know what I'm saying? I think that was one of the mishaps with D-Lo. But we got to save that.
Yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that. We have so many opinions on that.
Oh, yeah.
We've been talking about all these things our entire lives, everybody. So just bear with us. A lot of these conversations are going to be free-flowing.
You'll see with me, I'm going to love a guy coming out of college, coming out of high school. He's going to get to the Lakers, and I'm going to hate him.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate him. And then I'll probably love him after the fact again. But
it's a whirlwind, man. It's a whirlwind being a Laker fan, especially being in the lottery these last 5 of the last 6 years or 4 of the last 5 years, whatever it's been. Like,
it would have been
it's interesting.
We would be in a great situation right now if we weren't in win mode. Like if we weren't
that ruined
pressured
everything.
To win. That literally ruined everything.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to hear your optimal Lakers offseason, and then I'll get into my optimal Lakers offseason. I want you to tell me with a free agent that you would love and without a free agent, because we can't control free agents.
Yeah.
So what is your optimal Lakers offseason?
The optimal Lakers offseason, man, it's going to have to be Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Period. Not Kevin Durant, not Jimmy, not Kyrie, not any of those other names. Has to be Kawhi Leonard. If you want to be great for years to come, and if you want Brandon Ingram to be the next Kawhi Leonard, like, you know what I mean? Imagine what Kawhi Leonard would do for Brandon Ingram. Apparently, LeBron James ain't been doing shit for none of these young guys.
Trying to get him to New Orleans.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to book them plane tickets to New Orleans. It seems like what he's been doing.
So imagine being able to bring Kawhi Leonard and prepare him with Ingram, prepare him with Lonzo.
That's a disturbingly good. Defensive and offensive core of them three. If we didn't have nobody else, but continue.
So with that being said, it's just, and then we got no room other than Kawhi Leonard. So we get Kawhi.
$32.5 million the Lakers have if they keep the fourth pick. I mean.
So we got Kawhi Leonard now, and I'm assuming we're gonna be trading Kuzma. We're gonna be trading picks. If we get Kawhi Leonard, we might end up, who knows, for a Beal, a Davis. I don't know, but I have a feeling we would trade all our young guys and bring in another superstar to have some kind of big three, which we don't need to have.
We don't need.
So we'll probably end up doing something like that. But that's not my optimal offseason.
Yeah, that's just what
ranting
you.
on. Yeah. So my optimal offseason is they keep everybody they have now.
Yeah.
As far as the young guys, they bring in Kawhi Leonard, and then they just fill it out. They fill out the rest of the team with guys that can play around those guys. Not playmakers. We don't need a ton of playmakers on the court. The playmakers are there. Now we need guys that are specialty guys. We need rebounders, defenders, shooters.
Yep.
We get that, we're solid. Now, if my you said without a free agent now.
Yeah, now
so without a free agent, I got to take DeAndre Hunter. So I got to take DeAndre Hunter at 4 and build my team around that.
Mm-hmm.
Just what Kuzma would have had, what Kuzma would have been for me. I let DeAndre Hunter become that.
Okay.
And I trade Kuzma, I trade Hart, and I try to get something in return that'll fit more with LeBron James.
Like, for now?
Yeah, for now.
Yeah, okay.
Just because, I mean, at some point...
You have to give him something.
You have to give him something.
He chose to come to us. You can't not give him anything of his own ilk.
And I'd rather have the defender... I'd rather have the growing pains offensively of Hunter than just the career pain of Kyle Kuzma defensively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather take that risk.
I get that.
What about you?
Okay, so my optimal offseason doesn't include a free agent. I'm young core to my core. I'm keeping every single member of the young core.
So no free agent at all?
No, of course we have to get free agents because we have to spend our money. We have $32.5 million, but
yeah.
I wouldn't go into it. We're going to be thirsty for free agents. We are the Lakers. We're thirsty for free agents. That's what our history is, right? But what I would do is I would just invest into the young core. I will invest into a super young core. At number 4, I'm taking Cam Reddish or Darius Garland. I need high upside guys. I know. We're going to get into that. Draft talk coming next. Let's get through the Lakers in this offseason. But I'm taking a high upside guy at 4. Whether it's one you hate or one you love, I'm taking a high upside pick at 4. And I want to have, do I have a point guard going forward? Do I have a shooting guard? I want to have my whole roster ready to go for the young core. So,
real quick. Is the only reason why a Hunter isn't in that high upside for you is his age?
Yeah.
Only reason.
Age, and he averaged 15 points per game, shot very well from the college 3. We've seen our number 2 picks have all shot 40% from the college 3.
Yep.
All 3 people we've picked at number 2 all shot 40% or better from that college line. Came into the NBA, and D'Lo was the highest in his rookie season at 35%.
Yep.
So that college 3, I'm not going to put so much stock into him shooting very good, almost 44% from the college 3. I just can't put that much stock into it. And due to the fact that he's 22, let's say he comes in and struggles a la Josh Jackson, his value goes from here to all the way down here because of his age.
So if you say that for DeAndre Hunter, why wouldn't you say that for Cam Reddish?
Because of the age. Because I could say, yeah, my 19-year-old's only shooting 30% from 3, but give him 2 years, give him a year. You say that with DeAndre Hunter, my 22-year-old low upside pick who I think is plenty of athletic, but most pundits don't think he's athletic for some reason. I look at the highlights. I see somebody who could bash on people, who could get to the rim. Everybody says he's a below average athlete. I'll see in Summer League when he's playing against, I guess, other guys that are going to actually be playing in the NBA, because I think he's plenty athletic. I don't hate DeAndre Hunter whatsoever. But I just don't think at 4 you pick somebody just because, they feel a need and they can play right away. At 4, I got to try to swing for the fence. I'm picking at 4. If I was picking later, if I'm picking 7, 8, 9, of course, give me DeAndre Hunter all day. That's excellent value.
But that just tells me, because I see him as not just like he does fit. It does seem like to be a need, but at the same time, I'm not even picking him for that. I'm picking him because I honestly believe
you love him.
The ceiling is high. The ceiling is high. I mean, of course, you get more years, and you get more.
So before we continue, because we're draft guys, you guys, I want everybody to know that we are draft junkies. So before we get into that, let me just continue to shell out my Laker offseason.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that. Yeah.
Okay, so we have $32.5 million in cap space if we keep number 7, if we keep number 4. If we let go of number 4 and just trade it into somebody else, we will have around 41, because those top 5 picks are all slotted like $5, $6, $7 million against your cap. So I would take Cam Reddish at number 4. I would just take him and close my eyes and hope for the best. And I'm at guys like Brooke Lopez's door. I got Flowers. I'm sorry. Flowers and Chocolates. I'm sorry we didn't handle you right. Here is the years you want at the money that's respectable you want. I'm calling guys like Brogdon. I'm calling guys like Terrence Ross, Seth Curry, all these different players who aren't going to break your bank and who you could turn this 32 mil and you could turn that into 3, maybe even 4 because you have your mid-level even after your 32 mils up. You could turn that to 3 or 4.
And this is with Cam Reddish, right?
This is with Cam Reddish.
Okay.
With Cam Reddish or Darius Garland, but I'm Cam Reddish. I'm a Cam Reddish
So
guy.
we're going to go Cam Reddish right now.
So now, if I'm looking at my roster, I got guys who can play with LeBron tomorrow. Let's say I get a Malcolm Brogdon. Let's say I get a Nikola Vucevic if he doesn't want a max deal, because I don't think somebody's going to give him a max deal unless it's Orlando. Let's say we get these guys. Okay, let me put it in perspective. I want Brook Lopez. I want Malcolm Brogdon. I want Malcolm Brogdon to get like most of my money. I want Malcolm Brogdon to get like 15, because that's what he's going to. He shot 50% from the field, 40 from 3, 90 from the free throw line. Like, he solves a lot of problems.
Eric Bledsoe got 14?
Yeah, about.
Eric Bledsoe got 14. I honestly think both Brogdon and Middleton, I think Middleton's going to get 20.
Yeah.
And I think Brogdon's going to get just below 20. He might get, I would say someone will offer him 20 because he's restricted.
Yeah,
Bucks can match.
They can match, but they can't really afford to. Yeah. If they want Middleton, they have so many free agents, it's disgusting. Because they got Mirotic, Middleton, Brogdon, and I want to say somebody else, but let's just say Middleton and Brogdon and Brook Lopez. All 4 of those guys,
free agents,
and their cap space is already pretty much taken up.
Even if they lose all these guys, they can't sign nobody.
They can't sign anybody. They can't sign nobody of note that you would think.
So okay. So would you be willing to give Brogdon that 3 and 4, that 3-4 year deal,
like 60, 65? So he's like 20 a year. I don't know.
You're gonna get in a bidding war for 44%, and he's a defender, and he's a great defender,
and
you're gonna get in a bidding war.
You're gonna get in a bidding war.
I don't see it being 15 mil. So if it's more than 15 mil, do you do it?
No, I don't think I do it at more than 15 mil because, well, when you think about how well he would fit with LeBron, you really have to.
Lonzo.
And with Lonzo. And with B.I.
Imagine replacing Josh Hart and putting Brogdon in there.
And you throw Reddish into a low pressure situation to where you only you use him sparingly and you let him develop. We're supposed to have this great coaching staff that they're going to be adding to in the next few weeks. We know Jason Kidd's there for player development, not for head coaching duties. We know that Miles Simon, for some reason, is still a part of the franchise for draft workouts. He works well with Lonzo and Kuzma and Harden, those guys. He's been working with them for the last 2 years. So, but I'm thinking Brook Lopez. I want to peel people from let me get somebody off the Raptors. Let me get somebody off Milwaukee. Let me get somebody off these successful franchises instead of letting me go get some guys that were good 10 years ago and Lance Stevenson and Rajon Rondo and everything. So let me get Brook Lopez, or would you, because, Anthony Davis is there for 2020. Mm-hmm. One thing you can really do is get creative. Marc Gasol has an opt-in at about $28 million. He's not going to leave that on the table. He's opting into that. If Kawhi leaves, which most people, I know you feel he will, I feel Kawhi's going to leave, even though they've been very successful. Let's say Kawhi leaves, they have to rebuild on the fly. Well, you don't want this Marc Gasol $29 million sitting on the table. You call him Masai Ujiri? Okay, well, we want to roll our cap space over. We want to do this Laker thing again, and we need big money on a 1-year deal. What do you want from Marc Gasol? A second-round pick for us to take that money from you?
But what
in Josh Hart
at that point for Marc Gasol?
A second-round pick in Josh Hart, so I could take that money.
But I'm talking about as so you're saying this is
if you want to get Anthony Davis in 2020,
and this is not with Brogdon. This is not with none of them.
This is with. You sign Marc Gasol at his 29, and then you get somebody at the mid-level in the backcourt. I don't know, Seth Curry. Yeah. You give Seth Curry that $6 or so million mid-level exception, and you sign Marc Gasol, and then you get 1-year shooters around. Marc Gasol comes off the books. You could trade him at the trade deadline if he's not fitting well. I think he'll fit really well. I think Marc Gasol has a lot left in the tank, as we can see in these playoffs.
Hell yeah.
I think he will fit great. I think he will help our team out a lot, especially if we have a young big behind him, so he doesn't have to play all the minutes in every game in the regular season.
Which we had.
We had.
But we traded.
Sorry, Zoo.
Well, he was solid too.
Yeah.
But Wagner.
Wagner. Mo Wagner. My fiance is German, so I know his name is Moritz Wagner. Wagner is how it looks, but yeah,
he'd be solid playing behind Gasol. Even though he's a little bit, he reminds me a little bit more of a stretch forward.
More than a 5 because he's not a banger.
Nah.
But I mean, get strong this offseason, Mo Vog. Get strong because you don't know what you're going to be doing next year.
No, yeah.
But let's say you get Marc Gasol, take all that money off of Toronto's hands so they could do their rebuild. And then you sign Marc Gasol into your cap space. He walks away, or you could after the season's over, he walks away. That 29 becomes free. That 29 plus whatever else you hand to Anthony Davis, and you get Anthony Davis without trading any of your young core or any of your solid pieces. All you lose.
Does he take 29 though?
Well, we have so many. We have the Bonga deal, the Wagner deal, the Josh Hart deal, the Kuzma deal. Those are all at about $1 to $2 million deals. So let's say he needs 30, 31, 32. Okay, buy Bonga, buy Wagner.
Because he would be next year. What? Would he get that? Would he get? No, he's not. He's not 10 years yet. Is he?
No, he's not a 10-year vet yet. So,
okay, so only 10
he's
years
about 27 mil.
Only 10 years get that 37 mil.
He's about anywhere from 27 to $32 million.
He gets the Jimmy Butler deal.
Yeah. It will top off at like 33 and a half in the first year.
Like DeMarcus Cousins gets that deal too, huh?
Yeah, if he qualified for it. Nobody's giving DeMarcus Cousins that.
Hell no. He'll be back on the Warriors.
Yeah, so...
I think he follows Kevin Durant, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think... I want to say that you roll over, you'll grab Marc Gasol, and Kyle Lowry's in the last year of his deal as well. So, I mean, if you want to just see what's going on around the league... You know what I'm saying? See what's going on around the league. If you want to get 1-year deals, don't sign the free agents to 1-year deals. Rob Pelinka. I'm glad I don't have to talk to Magic Johnson anymore. But Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, the Bus Boys, the Rambi, all you guys.
The Rambos.
Don't sign these free agents to 1-year deals. Please trade for someone who's already on a 1-year deal so he just comes clean off the cap.
So this is assuming... all right. So if that, then what can they do then if they're not supposed to sign free agents on 1-year deals?
You're not going to get the marquee shooters on 1-year deals. You're not going to get the players that you need around LeBron James and the young core on 1-year deals. Trade?
Like, let's just say this.
You're not getting Terrence Ross on a 1-year deal. You're not getting Seth Curry on a 1-year deal. You're not getting Malcolm Brogdon on a 1-year deal. You're not getting any of the lower tier free agents. So you
sign them on the long term and trade them for the short term.
If you have to.
Okay.
If you can sign Malcolm Brogdon at 15 mil, like I wish you could, but like you said, you probably won't be able to. You know how tradable of a contract that is?
15 mil? Like,
do you know how valuable that becomes to New Orleans if they're stupid enough to keep Anthony Davis till the deadline?
Yeah.
You could say, okay, take my free agent signings. You could take these guys and one of my young core. Now you don't get the whole basket and everything that you want that Magic offered to them last year, which was the worst trade offer of all time, people.
The worst trade offer.
Dell Demps is fired because he did not accept that trade offer.
Exactly.
They would be in such a better position if they had all the Lakers plus Zion
with Julius Randle,
with Giroux.
They might as well. They're probably going to bring in D'Lo.
Man, they could easily
trade Giroux and bring in D'Lo
easily.
But if the Pelicans are smart, bro, which I don't think. I mean, well, Griffin now. I would say
Griffin's
they are.
Very
I would
smart.
say that if the Pelicans are smart. I honestly think they take the New York deal.
They should.
They should take the New York deal to get R.J. Barrett.
The marketing around that would be...
My goodness. You trade Jrue Holiday to get another pick. Maybe you trade it to, I don't know, Chicago.
Yeah.
He's a point guard, right?
Yep.
He can play the 1. He can play the 2. Bring in Cam Reddish. Oh, my goodness.
Get one of those Atlanta picks for Giroux to pair that defensive combo guard next to Trae Young. That's very smart.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or just keep going down the line. You call Phoenix all the way down. Even New York, shit. No, New York, no. Dennis Smith. I wouldn't do Dennis Smith.
No.
But you call from Phoenix all the way down until you get someone that's interested, and you get another pick, and you got that.
If you compare the Duke 3 together in the pros,
Julius Randle again. You signed Julius Randle to a long term, and now you got RJ, Zion, Cam, and Julius? Bro, you might fuck around and I'm not going to say.
Julius shot about 34% from 3 this year, people. So I know people would say, what about the floor spacing? Julius is an improving shooter. We watched him his whole career. He's going to work on it. Trust me.
And I'm not going to say they will make fuck around and like contend for a playoff spot. They're going to fuck around for 30 games.
Or if Rob Pelinka is still stupid enough to give New Orleans everything they want, New Orleans, you have to take the Lakers deal.
No, I don't even want to put that out there.
But I don't want to put that out there, but I'm just saying.
New Orleans, honestly, if I'm New Orleans and I got to pick between a package of picks from Boston without Jason Tatum and the package
overrated.
Okay. Very overrated. So no footwork. But anyways, if I gotta pick between a package of picks with no Jason Tatum, a package of Dennis Smith, the third pick, or whatever else they can offer, and then what the Lakers got to offer with that fourth pick, I'm taking that Lakers off. I'm taking it all day. Yeah,
because the Boston picks did not turn out to how they wanted them to turn out. Boston got royally screwed over on lottery night.
Yeah.
Boston could have been picking as early as 4. They could have been picking as early with their other picks as early as like 11 and as early as like 14. And now they start at 14. I think they have 17 and 21.
And now you no longer have that play.
At all.
Let me give you these package of picks.
At all.
Nah, you got to
should have traded them before they knew what they were.
You got to give up Jason Tatum.
Because that's all their great picks. And that Grizzlies pick is still protected next year.
Yeah.
It's top 3 protected next year. The Grizzlies are probably going to suck next year. It's either top 3 or top 5 protected. The Grizzlies are probably not going to be that good next year. They're going to be exciting, but they're not going to be good. And then that pick turns into like 2 second-rounders or something like that.
Yeah.
So just like how we fleeced Orlando and we end up keeping our pick every year, and then it ended up being 2 second-round picks.
Exactly what's going to end up happening.
So, yeah. Buck Foston all day.
Fuck Boston.
Like fuck Boston, but backwards.
Oh, shit. I like that. You gotta put that on a shirt, bro.
Hell yeah, people say it already. I didn't make it up.
That doesn't matter. It's not on a shirt. It ain't real until it's on a shirt.
Hell yeah.
Buck Foston. Hey,
yeah.
That sounds like a name, though.
It does.
That sounds like a general manager, like Buck Foston.
Buck Foston trades.
Dumbass.
That's comedy.
That's amazing.
But yeah, let me just finish my Laker thing. If you can get Kawhi Leonard, you sign him all day. If you can't, don't settle. Kyrie Irving, as exciting as he is, as many buckets as he can get, when it all comes down to it, the ball's going to be in LeBron's hands. And if you can get a Seth Curry for a fraction of the price as Kyrie to be able to handle the ball and shoot the 3 like you need to, and you have the ball handling skills of Brandon Ingram, whose ability to handle the basketball in the second half of this season went to like elite-ish levels. He can get anywhere on the court with his ball handling.
Every year of his career, the second half of his season, look at those stats.
It's crazy.
Look at those numbers. I mean,
it's crazy.
And this is the only reason why we're even saying not to say. We're not saying I love Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kyrie's amazing, fun to watch. Awesome.
Any other circumstance, Kyrie Irving, you need to be a Laker, right?
If we sign him, we'll be on here cheering.
Exactly.
So we're just talking shit right now.
We're just saying that's just how highly we think of Brandon Ingram.
Exactly. He needs to be that number 2 ball handler to put the ball in the hole when LeBron wants to swing the ball.
Exactly. So there's no knock on Kyrie. That's
no knock on Kyrie. Kyrie, please sign with us if you ever see this. We still would love for you to sign with the Lakers. But I'm just saying, if you can get Kawhi, you take him because he's generational, he's transcendent, he's everything you would want. We are filming this in Riverside, by the way. Shouts out to Kawhi, King High School, kinda. But man, if you get Kawhi, you can get him. If not, sign some money to the cap space. Sign AD for free next year.
Yeah.
That's how you optimize it. Sign him for free. He will come. He's clutch. He's with LeBron. He wants to be here.
Not just that, though, but you've stuck to your guns this far.
Exactly.
You believe
you didn't give him up for Paul George.
Nope.
I don't know if Pop was even offering Kawhi to us because he hates us.
But you did.
But the rumors were we weren't giving up BI in the Kawhi deal. If you're not going to trade that man for Kawhi Leonard.
Like, and injured, but then again,
He was injured coming off the injury. But still, if you're not going to trade him for Kawhi Leonard, don't just trade him for. You might as well not trade him. Keep him. He's a proving asset who's only going to get better. Who's a workaholic. All the reports say he's the greatest person to be around. Just works, doesn't bullshit, doesn't mess around in practice or anything like they try to say my boy D'Lo did when they were dirty macking them. Fucking Brian Shaw talking shit about D'Lo on NBA TV. I'll never forget that shit. But yeah, so the Lakers are going to be fine. Our team is going to be fine. Everybody who's laughing right now, you will not be laughing this time next year.
No.
But
I will. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We won't be laughing this time next year because we might still be playing.
Yeah, we might still be playing. About to say that. Like, I was going to say if we're playing, but I was like, you know what? Yep.
We might still be playing, or just coming off of a Western Conference Finals defeat at the hands of the Warriors or something like that.
If Kevin Durant stays.
If KD stays.
But don't trade for him. Stick to your guns.
Yeah, stick to your guns. Stick to your principles. Be smart. And make the lower tier free agents, if you're going to not get the big guys, make them feel welcome. Don't say, oh, we struck out from every free agent from KD to Kemba, all those people in between, the Klay Thompsons, don't wait for them.
Like you did the coaching search.
Exactly. Do not wait for them and assume you're getting one. Go out. Send people everywhere. Send Joey and Jesse Buss to Malcolm Brogdon's house at 12 o'clock at night. Who's going to be at Malcolm Brogdon's house at 12 o'clock at night?
I'm not going to lie, bro.
You should be.
Every team in the NBA.
You should be.
He's
so efficient. He's super efficient.
I'm at his doorstep.
He's more efficient than a lot of the guys that are rated ahead of him in this free agency class. Super efficient.
I'd rather pay Malcolm Brogdon than pay Kemba Walker.
Me too.
I'd rather pay Malcolm Brogdon than pay Jimmy Butler. I'd rather pay Malcolm Brogdon than pay Tobias Harris.
Me too.
I'd rather pay. I mean, I could keep going, honestly.
Exactly.
He's just that efficient, man. He's a plus. When you talk about plus minus and you get into those kind of stats,
his second level stats are ridiculously through the roof.
Malcolm Brogdon is high up there, and that kind of efficiency, that kind of level of play, just can't. That's why I think he's gonna get 20 mil. If he doesn't get 20 mil, it's like then he.
If we can give him 16 or something,
15,
you lock him up. You have to.
You got to give him the full
because
forward.
The contract is tradable.
Yeah,
it's tradable if you have to.
He's going to outplay that contract.
Exactly.
And people are going to be like, he's only going to average 15 a game, 3 assists, 4 boards.
That's fine. That's the impact that he has on the court when he's on the court.
Exactly. He's those.
A la Lonzo Ball.
Exactly.
For all the Lonzo haters out there.
Yeah.
We could talk about Lonzo for a little bit right now, honestly.
Yeah.
So we went from 10-7-7 in the rookie year. Horrible shooting percentages. Horrible from the free throw line. Then we went to like 9.5, 5-5 in the second year. But I seen enough. Before he got hurt, I want people to go back and look. Lakers versus Oklahoma City Thunder.
And I've been hearing this. Since the game I've been hearing.
Oh my God, it was on TNT. OKC was healthy. Russ and PG both played. Lonzo led the young core to smacking the shit out of Russell Westbrook and OKC in their house. Zubac played well that night. Kuzma played well. B.I. almost had a triple-double, but he didn't shoot well. You see what Lonzo did in that game, and you just see someone who can block a shot, can steal the ball, can rebound the ball, can dunk the ball, can shoot a three if he needs to, can drive when he needs to. If he tightens up his game, and this is his first healthy offseason since he's been a professional basketball player, I still think the sky's the limit for Lonzo. You like Lonzo more than I did coming out, but as soon as you put on that jersey, I'm your biggest fan. So even like you like DeAndre Hunter more than I do, as soon as DeAndre Hunter, if he puts on the jersey, he's my guy.
Yeah.
But I love Lonzo Ball. I love what he brings to the table, man. I love that he's an IE guy. Everything about it.
At the point guard position, bro, there aren't any guys that you just said everything that he can do at point guard. There's nobody out there that can do
not his all around
that you
game.
Just listed. The only player that can do everything that you just listed are guys like LeBron and Kawhi.
And like Ben Simmons, if he could shoot it a little bit better.
If he could shoot it, but he's...
I mean, Lonzo Ball did shoot 33% from 3 this year. So that's not great, but that's not the worst of all time like people try to make him out to be. For compare and contrast, Kuzma only shot 30% on about the same amount of attempts.
Lonzo Ball, bro. People are sleeping on our team like...
People talk about this young core like it's ragtag. Like
Stephen A?
Exactly, Stephen A.
Hater of the week.
Hater of the
Player
century.
Hater of the week.
Player hater of the...
Oh, man.
Stephen A. hates the young core. He always has. He leads the charge. And I think he needs to stay off the weed because our young core is outstanding, man. They do everything you ask them to do, and they work hard.
And people talk about this team, bro, not just the team, but like the Lakers, the organization. Like, we're just so trash.
Exactly.
Think about it, bro. I've told you this before. Mm-hmm. This has only happened for the last 4 or 5 years. It's foreign to us Laker fans.
Exactly. We don't know about this.
And it's funny because I just put myself in the people that talk that shit. People that are talking all that shit. I put myself in your position because I think about the team that you're rooting for, and I feel bad because this is what you go through on a daily basis for all your life.
Every year of your fucking life. Your team has not reached the pinnacle. Every year.
So now I know how it feels a little bit.
Yeah,
but that's all it's gonna be for a little bit.
It's like playing my GM mode in 2K.
Yep,
that's all it is. But transitioning from our Lakers, who everybody thinks is a mess, and we clearly don't think so.
Not yet.
Shit. I'm glad Magic Johnson is gone. Magic Johnson traded my favorite basketball player ever. I'm just kidding, not my favorite player ever, but I'm glad Magic's gone.
Now we just need Rob to be gone, man. It's crazy to say that because we were rooting for this.
Yeah.
We thought this would work. We thought Magic and Rob.
We did the Kobe salute.
We thought they were going to be the saviors, bro. But now it's just like, now I kind of wonder, like, what would have happened if we just let Jim and Mitch execute their plans? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we let them execute their plan, how bad could it have really have gotten?
And honestly, Jim and Mitch had our mindset. Let's build our young players, because I know everybody thinks, oh, but they signed Luol Deng, they signed Mozgov. Well, you have to put your money somewhere.
At that time,
you have to give your money to someone. You can't just go into the season with $60 million in cap space. That's not how it works. You have to give somebody your money.
And granted, they should have been 1-year contracts.
They should have been 1-year deals or very shorter deals, but at the same time,
at that time, made those mistakes. We just happened to make 2 of them.
And people are getting overpaid like crazy. You know what Evan Turner makes? Do you know what Nicholas Batum makes?
17.
And I believe 18. They all signed their deals in that summer. Or that 2015 summer.
Biombo.
You know what these guys are making? And teams are still paying for it?
Yep.
Come on now. Everybody was making the mistakes.
Yep.
So, Jim and Mitch could have turned out. Everything could have turned out well, man. But it seemed like they were invested in their young core and their young players. They drafted in consecutive years Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, and Brandon Ingram. Who's the best out of that category?
We're waiting.
None.
Now, I will say this though: if D'Lo would have stayed a Laker, he wouldn't have been D'Lo if he is in Brooklyn. We could do it. But I'm just saying, just because I think it took D'Lo getting traded to understand, you know what, I'm really this guy. Mm-hmm. Now I'm in a situation where this is my shit now, and he took over and he did what he's supposed to do. So it was like a blessing in disguise. I'm not saying because he's ass.
Yeah.
I'm just saying because he needed this trade more than him needing to make it work with the Lakers.
Yeah. And when you're a Laker, you're always going to be able to get attention. People are going to talk about you on the TV shows every day and shows like these every day. And you can still build your brand. When they send you to Brooklyn, which was like being sent to fucking Bolivia at the time, or somewhere far off in the country, and you build yourself back up and you're relevant now just because of how you play, not because of what you did on your cell phone, not because of Nick Young, not because of this or that. You're relevant because you were a 22, 23-year-old guy who led Brooklyn to the NBA playoffs, and you averaged about 21 and 7 on very, very decent efficiency, and you made, I think, the 3rd or 4th most threes in the NBA this year. So, I mean, hats off to him. I wanted to see him be great. When we drafted him instead of Jahlil Okafor, people, I ran all through my house. I just knew they were about to take Jahlil Okafor. And when they said D'Angelo Russell, I was so hyped and excited because we paid a lot of attention to that college season that year. A lot of attention to that college season. And I mean, but some things just don't work out, man. I mean, think of that 2015 class. There's a lot of talent, but who's been successful with their teams? Not Book, not Cat, not D'Lo, not Hazonia, not
D'Lo now.
I mean, D'Lo now.
D'Lo now is the only one.
Exactly.
Nobody else has been successful.
Cat puts up monster numbers, but
that team,
clipping, every article you read is they think he's soft within his own building.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'll take Cat. We'll take him, but I'm just saying. That whole 2015 class, nobody has struck gold with their situation just yet.
Nope.
So, actually, a lot of people play for different teams now.
Yep.
If you really, Porzingis plays for the Mavericks. Azonia's on however many teams he's already been on. That whole top five, Cat, D'Lo, Jaleel, Porzingis, Azonia.
Yeah.
That's interesting, ain't it?
Who would have thought?
That's interesting.
Remember when we used to see him just... I forgot. I don't know what game it was. It might have just been some highlights. Mm-hmm. But seeing him on the block was bank it in from the block.
I mean, he had over this shoulder, over that shoulder. It seemed like he had it all. But can't have slow feet in the NBA in 2019.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Not at all.
It's like illegal now.
You got to be someone that just not only I'm pretty sure if he had some kind of defensive
prowess at all,
even just a bit of it, he might be something that he might be more than just someone that bounces around.
Yeah.
You look at someone like fucking Boban, you know what I'm saying? Slow ass feet, bro, and still in the league, but making some kind of real impact.
He has a niche. He can protect the shit out of the rim, and he could do this with the ball. He just has to do this to dunk it.
Okafor is just not that kind of guy, and you gotta be. You gotta have something. You gotta offer more than just a pretty looking offense. In college.
It was tough. I mean, look at Nerlens Noel. Nerlens, before he tore his ACL versus Florida at Kentucky, was supposed to be like Anthony Davis-esque, and he was like the best college defender that there might have been. Nobody even knows who that is anymore. There's gonna be people like, who the fuck is Nerlens Noel?
Philly drafted, right?
Philly did.
Yeah, man.
Philly drafted Nerlens Noel. They traded Drew Holiday for the rights to Nerlens Noel.
They needed to, Philly needed to draft superstars.
Yeah.
Philly cannot develop those guys. Mm-hmm. Philly has no kind of development. The one guy that they needed to develop to fit into that thing ended up, you know what I'm saying?
I know who you're talking about.
You messed up all these things.
Ugly.
You have all these things go right for you. And the one guy you needed to develop to fit with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, you couldn't do.
Couldn't do it.
I'm firing every single one of those guys.
Tough. And Ben Simmons is a generational talent, has basketball IQ. I said basketball. Has basketball IQ through the roof, and he's not progressing. No. He went from averaging 16 points in his rookie year to 17 points. Of course, the rebounds and assists went up. They went from 8 and 8 to 9 and 8. That's cool, but what else are we getting? He needs to develop, and nobody in Philly's developing, because now what every team likes to do, once you get a good young core, we want to go into win now mode as soon as possible, and we want to bring in Jimmy Butler, and we want to trade for Tobias Harris. Which you might lose both of those people now this offseason.
Stunted the growth of Ben Simmons. Stunted the growth. I guess not Embiid.
I know Embiid's fucking.
But Ben Simmons,
his health stunted his growth. This year. Yeah, he didn't grow. And he can still be picked apart.
Only thing about what's great about Ben Simmons for Philly this year was his motor.
His motor, man. He was just like, we keep saying there's this new Draymond Green prototype now in the NBA. And it's if you can't really shoot it like that, but you're big, you're strong, and you
can do a little bit of everything.
Do a little bit of everything. Hey, you have a Draymond Green-esque type niche. But Ben Simmons should not be playing a Draymond Green type role.
Now,
I'm sorry.
You don't pick Draymond with the number one pick.
No. Come on now. People tanked their whole seasons for somebody who's going to average 17 points for his career. I don't think so. People assume that Ben was going to be a 20-point-a-game triple-double threat. Which he still could be. I'm not saying he's not, or whatever the case may be. But from that rookie season to that second season, I didn't see enough. And I know you've been big on Ben Simmons for at least 4 or 5 years now. Yeah,
Ben Simmons is one of my guys, man. I was hoping he would have fell to the Lakers, but Brandon Ingram was also someone I really fucked with. I mean, I just honestly thought the shot would translate for him because it was just. Looks so good.
Yeah, he does not have a broken-looking jump shot at all.
So I don't know what happened. That was just all. I mean, I don't know what happens with him every year at the beginning of the year. That's
But that's another topic for another day. We're going to touch on everything basketball related.
Yeah, if we fucking just ramble.
Yeah, because we will ramble. We will talk each other's ears off. This is what we've been doing since we were like 12 years old.
12 years old, man. And again, and I don't even think we even said what the name of the show is.
Yeah.
But this is One-on-One with Solo and Diamond. I'm Solo and he's Diamond.
The One-on-One podcast with Solo and Diamond.
And you're going to hear a lot of great debates, man. You're going to see great. We're gonna talk a lot of good shit. And we're gonna talk a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. Draft. I think we should close it out with our draft conversation.
Yep.
The best player in this draft is,
of course, Simon.
Okay. What do you feel Memphis should really do at number 2?
RJ Barrett.
I think so too, but all the tea leaves read that they're not going to do that.
They're going to take Ja Morant because he's exciting, because he's making headlines, because he's the person that they could sell the most, and he's just, everyone wants a point guard right now. Everyone wants a guard for whatever reason when wing players win you championships.
Wing players win games and important games.
At the end of the day, as great as Morant could be,
you know what I mean? Still has things he has to fix. He does shoot the ball from like down here. He's gonna need to raise that jumper up some.
I look at RJ Barrett and I think about you know what? I look at every superstar in the league that's won in the past 15 to 20 years. That's won championships. That's won MVPs.
6'6", 6'7",
despite
215, 220 at least.
Steph
still has
Curry.
not won a Finals MVP. The Finals MVP went to the wing, who was 6'7", 220, Andre Iguodala.
Kevin Durant. You know
Kawhi
what I mean?
Leonard has won a Final MVP. LeBron, KD, like on and on.
Would you rather have a dominant point guard that is going to go up against other dominant point guards that can't really do much, or would you rather have dominant wing that no one's going to be able to? It seems like wing players no one can stop.
You can't.
You can have an answer for, or at least for a game or two, have an answer for a point guard that's 6'2", 6'3", that's an athletic point guard, but you can't. It's hard to find an answer to someone that's 6'8" that can handle the ball, that can run the offense, that can run on the break.
I'll put it to you like this. I'll give you 2 examples. Russell Westbrook and the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who they have basically playing a point guard's role for Milwaukee, who gets the ball, who tries to get into the paint and dish to open shooters. Everybody tries to do the LeBron thing. You have to have the IQ and the ability to see it before it happens, like a LeBron, like Alonzo, but I don't want to get into all that. I'm just saying, if you look at Russ and you look at the Greek Freak, them not being efficient shooters from the outside, and they're no longer really efficient shooters from mid-range. I don't know what happened to Russ's mid-range game, because he used to have a nice pull-up jumper when we were younger. All of a sudden,
Kevin Durant happened to him.
Yeah, it just doesn't fall anymore. Like, he used to have that stop and pop that used to always go in. Russell Westbrook used to shoot in the 80% from the free throw line. He shot like 65% this year. Like, these people, these guards, they can break down. These wing players, these Kawhis, LeBrons, B.I. soon, why everybody in the world loves Jason Tatum is because you can get to wherever you need to get to on the court, and in the playoffs when everybody digs in and packs in the paint and the refs allow more physicality, well, you can't be too physical with the wing guy because he's going to ISO you. So it's going to just be the defender and the wing on an island. Like, watch how Kawhi has been abusing everybody in the playoffs. It's because his handle lets him get to wherever he wants to go, and he's long enough and strong enough, no Mills, to shoot over anybody that he needs to shoot over. He just hit a game win over 7'3" Joel Embiid. Why? Because he's 6'7", 7-foot wingspan, huge hands, can do it all. That's the type of player you want. You select John Morant, who's a good guard,
good player,
really good. If his shot doesn't fall, which I don't think he's going to be a lights out shooter from day one, that's very hard, especially at the guard position.
If he doesn't, good for him. But
yeah, if he does, then hey, Memphis, you got one. But they're going to pack the paint, and even though he can jump out the gym, he's only 6'2". He's not going to dunk on Marc Gasol every time down. Like, you're not going to be able to do that. The paint is way too packed in the playoffs, and these point guards, they run into problems. They run into issues when you're only 6'2", 6'1", when you're Dame Lillard size, when you're Kyrie size. Kyrie just shot like 30-something% for a whole playoff series.
And RJ plays like he's nice. RJ plays like he knows what he wants to do.
Like he's been doing it forever.
It just does. It seems slow, but it's not. Like, you know what I mean? You watch him and you kind of feel like
it's methodical.
It's methodical. This guy knows what he's doing, and I think when you have someone like that can see the game like that,
and the pedigree's there. Steve Nash's godson, his dad is the Canadian national team's general manager. He's been doing this.
You can't pass up on.
Yeah, I wouldn't pass up on him at number 2. If I was the Lakers, I would, because you're not going to give him the ball. He's going to need the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's not going to get the ball at the Lakers. But at Memphis, in New York, I'm taking RJ Barrett all day because I can put the ball in his hands and let him become the player that he's going to be.
Exactly.
He has a little heart into him. He has a little Jalen Rose type thing going on. He has some Wiggins, but with an alpha mode kind of thing going on. Like, he's coming for it. Yep. RJ Barrett is, I'm sure, is very hungry. He just led. He's one of the best freshman scorers of all time, and nobody even cares.
And I think at worst, he just might end up offensively being Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
At worst, he'll be just someone that could shoot.
He's gonna work on that jump shot.
Yeah, I think that's what end up happening at worst. But okay.
We know John Morant's going there at number 2. So at number 3, RJ's gonna go.
Barrett. Unless the Knicks are stupid, which they are.
Take Culver or Cam.
Or Hunter. Or Bull.
Yeah. Nah, Bull's medicals. He's sliding down boards.
Garland.
I'm a fan of Garland. My 3 guys in this draft who I think are going to be the best 3 players are Zion, Cam Reddish, Darius Garland. Those are my guys. And I think the Lakers are going to have their pick of 2 of them. So I don't think we should pass on them. I know you think we should take DeAndre Hunter.
Yep.
And I'm going to just expunge a little bit more into this whole Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter thing. We're not going to talk about the point guard because we just shitted on point guards for 10 minutes. So I'm going to leave Garland out of it because he's only about 6'2".
But you don't need – what you need Garland for, though, is that opposite thing of what Lonzo can't give.
Yeah, the pick and roll, playmaker,
so we're not
shooter
depending
off
on
the
Garland like Memphis or New York would depend on him.
Yeah,
you know
I would
mean?
love Garland in the purple and gold. And I think it could really happen. I know a lot of people are – in their mocks are pushing him our way. But I'm taking Cam Reddish. Coach Mike Krzyzewski at Duke, one of the all-time coaches. Of course, some of his players don't pan out, but he said Cam Reddish has the most beautiful game that he's seen. And now it's hyperbole because he said that Brandon Ingram is going to be the best player in the NBA when Brandon Ingram was coming out of college. He says a lot of stuff about his guys when they're on their way to the draft. Now, of course, I don't believe what Coach K is saying because he's had so many great players. But I just want to take that word beautiful and I want to put it towards Cam Reddish's game. I wish there was more production to go along with the beauty, of course, because there's not. He only shot about 36% from the field in college, 33% from 3. It was just ugly and clunky all year. The fit was because people say, oh, he was the 3rd wheel. Well, he was really the 4th wheel because Trey Jones has to handle the ball at the point guard. So he's getting touches after those 4. He's not getting it off the glass. He's not a big man, but
he played the role of Matt Jones.
Yeah, he played like a really weird kind of like a role player role.
Darius Miller almost.
Yeah, he was very uncomfortable playing that role, like Deron Lamb at Kentucky back in the day on that championship team.
Yeah, exactly. He played that role.
And it was like, wow, he needs the ball in his hands. I think people are gonna come away from summer league if he's healthy, if he plays. I think they're gonna be like, whoa, look at Cam Reddish, look at what he can do, because he has the handle, he has every step back in the book. He has the best looking 3-point shot out of this whole draft class. I mean, you got like Cam Johnson and
Harrow. Yeah,
all those guys that are I'm talking about in the top 5, the top 10. He has the best looking 3-point stroke, mid-range stroke. He has the ball on the string. He gets a lot of offensive fouls, and I just think that was just him thinking of what do I do in these possessions in that tiny court that they have in college basketball. I think that needs to go. I hate the dimensions of the college basketball
Everything
court.
Needs to be NBA.
It's so packed in. And they have 35 seconds on their shot clock. So
if you really want to see if these guys can pan out, if you want a real look at that, you gotta that college game has to go to professional.
It has to because it's getting out of control.
Yeah.
How packed in it is, how badly it's officiated, everything like that. But as I continue to talk about Cam Reddish, what I want to say is why I don't like somebody like Jarrett Culver, who's also in that same range, playing that same kind of position. We're talking about a 2-year player with Culver. He's skinnier than Cam. His arms aren't as long as Cam's. He's a good defender. He's a willing defender. But I think in the NBA, as the athletes are just bigger, stronger, faster, I think you get a 19-year-old Cam Reddish over a 20-year-old Culver who's turning 21, or a 22-year-old Hunter. A 21-year-old Hunter who's turning 22. Cam Reddish is somebody who you put him with NBA development, and all those tricks in his tool bag just get sharper and sharper and sharper and sharper. And you know this just as well as anybody. When a young player goes out there and he's 6'8", and he has long arms, and he does some kind of good move, and he swishes a step back three, his stock goes like this. We just seen it happen with Tatum.
Yeah.
Tatum was thought of as more of like a Rudy Gay, DeMar DeRozan type coming out of college. I love how everybody has such revisionist history. There's a reason he was there on the board at 3 or wherever he was picked. Yeah. Nobody was going to pick him right there. Boston fell in love with him, and I'm sure they're happy about it because the league sees him as one of the best assets in the league. I personally don't. But I think Cam can have that same thing. You get Cam out there on an NBA floor with all that spacing, and he takes his defender one-on-one with his handles, his size, his skill level, and people are going to be like, whoa, that's the guy right there, because his jump shot's way purer than RJ's, even though RJ's a better player with a much better motor. Three-point shot, it looks way better than Culver's. They just worked out together. Culver made a lot of threes, but Cam's just looks like he just flicks it, like it's nothing to him. And I know the production is ugly, so whatever team takes him is going to be like, oh, we took Cam Reddish, but once you get him in summer league,
it can possibly pan out to be
I think he'll
a great pick.
Yeah. But I don't know if he's the pick at 4 because the production, like I say, he shot 36% from the field in college.
I trust the Lakers, though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if the Lakers...
Joey and Jesse Buss, Ryan West, those are the guys, man.
You trust them. They haven't made a mistake yet. When it comes to developing, when it comes to picking guys, they haven't made a mistake. So
not one.
I trust it.
Anthony Brown, but we'll give you guys that. That was the second round.
Yeah, that was the second round. Shit. They bought Jordan Clarkson. They got Josh Hart.
Drafted Larry Nance Jr. when nobody seen him as the first.
Now he's making $14 million.
And now he's the best player on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I know it's not saying much, but he just was this last year. So PER-wise and all that.
Yeah, so it's like, I trust him. So
me too. We'll see. I think it's going to be between Hunter and Garland because I know Hunter just had an impressive workout.
Yeah.
And Cam is a project because he just didn't have the production at the college level.
Hunter, Garland, or a trade?
Hunter, Garland, or a trade.
That's the only way. I think that's the only thing that's going to happen unless New York and the Grizzlies are dumb.
Or Cam Reddish kills in his workouts, like I think he will. But I think it's going to be because Garland is ready to shoot it from half court. Garland is that Trae Young, that poor man Steph Curry-esque type of player who can get his own shot whenever he wants, who has a nice floater game. He doesn't have the vision of Trae Young or Steph because he averaged like 3 assists in his high school career. And he averaged like 3 assists in the games he played, the 5 games he played at Vanderbilt. But I love his game. I love what he could bring to the Lakers.
So, with that said, solid ass first
run, man.
Solid ass first run. And before we go, Warriors, Raptors, game 1, who you got?
It's like starting right now. I think I'm going to predict that the Raptors are going to get out to a nice size lead. They'll be up by like 10 or so. I think the Warriors are going to close the gap and probably beat them in game 1. But are we doing series prediction or just game 1 prediction?
We're gonna go game 1 prediction. We're gonna go every game.
Okay, well, game 1 prediction. I think the Toronto gets a good little lead on them, and Steph and them come storming back.
Yeah, I think Toronto takes it. I think Toronto takes this game, and I think it's probably. I want to see before I say it. I want to cheat, but I think Kawhi Leonard is gonna. Kyle Lowry is gonna play a big part in slowing down Steph. But who knows? Yeah. I haven't checked anything.
Steph starting right now.
Steph could be killing it right now.
It can already be a wrap, but
I think Kyle Lowry is going to be the guy that steps up this game. I think they're going to win. Kawhi Leonard, no one's gonna stop him. But I really would love to see Draymond Green guard Kawhi Leonard. I want to see what Kawhi does against. I want to see what he does against KD, man. But I doubt KD guards Kawhi, even if he comes back.
And I don't think there's no reason for KD to come back.
And supposedly DeMarcus Cousins is available.
Yeah, he's active tonight.
DeMarcus Cousins is available, so it's gonna be exciting, man. Again, thanks anybody that tuned in.
Everybody who watches this, man.
If you watch this later on, when on YouTube, if you listen to this later on Apple Podcasts, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, literally anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
See that behind us.
One-on-one. It's been real.
It's been very real.
One-on-one with Solo and Diamond.
Diamond, look at that shit. That's me right there.
I'm Solo. That's Diamond.
Couldn't stop shining if I wanted to. Everybody knows what the deal is.
It's been real, and we're gonna try to do this once a week.
Yep.
And we're gonna give you guys a weekly roundup of what we think. But once this off season starts,
the off season, we're about to cook.
This is where it turns up.
This is where it turns up.
So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the first run. We definitely did. Bro. We'll see y'all next week, and y'all take care.